Wow, rude awakening. We moved out of our host family's house about 3 weeks ago, and we quickly realized how much time and energy it takes to manage a household in a compo in a third world country with limited basic services.
Without a doubt. By basic services, we're talking about the water, the electricity, and the trash disposal, all of which are intermittent at best in our compo. But we wanted to at least start by talking a little bit about the water supply.
So it's first important to distinguish between your drinking water and your water for everything else. The drinking water comes in what they call botellones. It's like a giant plastic 5-gallon thing. And you just go down to your local colmado, like a corner store, and buy one. We ended up buying one almost every day. It's just so important for us to drink water here while we're getting accustomed to the climate. It's so hot. We're just sweating all day long. But it's kind of funny. It's like a thing in our compa. Everyone knows the Americans have their water bottles. Yeah.
So that's drinking water, which is just a chore to like keep track of how much drinking water you have in the house, and making sure it's always full is a chore in itself. Aside from that, there's street water, which comes by aqueduct. The city will turn it on about once a week, depending on what part of the campo you're in and how much water pressure you have and how recently it's rained. You may or may not get it every week. So there's a lot that goes into, a lot of time and effort goes into storing that water on the occasions that it does come. The better off portion of, I would say the majority of our campo has what you call a tinaco on the roof, which is like a 3, 4, 500 gallon storage container that is connected directly to your plumbing. When the city turns on the water, you open up the key, the water fills up the tinaco on your roof. It's not going to give you hot water or great
water pressure.
or great water pressure, but at least you have running water from the sink in the bathroom to clean and clean and bathe with.
So then that's probably for the more well-off people in our compo. Well-off being a relative term because we're in one of the poorest provinces in the country. So then the tier below that, people who don't have tinacos, hopefully have at least a spigot in their yard. If not, a neighbor nearby has a spigot they can borrow with a hose to fill up giant trash cans full of water, which is how they store it. Which doesn't sound that different from a tinaco, but man, not having it hooked up to the plumbing in the house is a huge burden. We quickly realized that when our tinaco ran out of water, and so we were working out of just these big trash barrels full of water for 2 days, and just trying to manage a household, do all the dishes, shower, even flush. Just it takes so much more energy.
You're doing all those chores one bucket of water at a time. So whenever you want to flush the toilet, you go outside, get a bucket out of the larger tank, go inside, flush the toilet. Whenever you're washing dishes, every time you soap up a bunch of dishes, you've got to get a little cup and splash some water. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it really takes its toll and adds up.
Yeah, it does.
And there are some really poor pockets of the community that don't even have running water access at all. And for the people that live there, getting your water for cleaning and bathing consists of walking to another neighborhood where there's a communal spigot, or even to the river and filling up gallon or 5-gallon jugs and carrying them one by one back to your house to use for dishes. Some people just bring their dishes to the river. A lot of people actually bathe in the river. We're really thankful that we have running water in our house because the river isn't the most sanitary. It's where
pretty contaminated.
I mean, a lot of people bathe here and they're perfectly healthy, but the livestock are constantly in and out of the river, and it's a popular spot to hang out, but we try to keep our heads above water at least.
Yeah. But anyway, so with realizing how much time and energy goes into planning and storing the water, and just the fact that you don't ever really know when the city's going to turn on the water, you have a sort of idea, but you just hope someone's home to turn on the key to open up the spigot to receive the water, and that's just a whole thing in itself. So we've come to, it's it's very easy to understand why people have significantly less energy to devote to higher level things like their education and achieving their dreams and things like that we've been so fortunate to be able to focus on because we've had those basic needs met our whole life.
Life here definitely has its share of challenges, but don't feel too bad for us. We're learning a ton and having a little bit of fun while we're at it.
So that's a little bit about water. We'll talk about some of the other basic services next post, but hope everyone's doing well.